So hopefully you can hear me over this wind as a typical kind of situation that I shot the short film in. 1 minute it's crazy windy, then it's just completely clear, then it's thunderstorms, then it's that beautiful kind of sunset look. But I thought I'll come back here to talk about some kind of the specifications that I use with the camera and the shoot, because the other piece I released is a vlog kind of style setup where I didn't have time to talk about anything. You're just kind of seeing it as it's happening, which is good. So I left that video up, but this one is more about the GH5S, how I used it. And I mainly rocked it with the 18-35 and the 50 by Sigma, the Art Series lenses. But what I love about the camera is that sensor size is just, a little bit bigger than the GH5. And oddly enough, with the GH5, as it has IBIS, you always wonder, can I use this in a handheld configuration? Like dock style work, you kind of want that IBIS in there, but because it's a film, I kind of wanted the grittiness of being handheld. And most handheld cameras, they don't have stabilization in the camera. And I did the scene at the end where she's running, she's trying to figure out what's going on, she's trying to find this person. I won't go too much into detail, so I'll rather you guys watch the film. But on that piece, I did actually get the GH5 out on that to see what it looks like with the IBIS, and I didn't like it. It was just, it was too smooth, it was too, too nice. So I wanted that kind of grittiness of feeling her frustration and just worry about what's going on. So I kind of liked the fact that it didn't have IBIS. And I also took that to benefit when I did all the car scenes. I kind of liked, the little bumps and things like that, because I wanted it to, add to the story. And I think it did really, really well. All I used for filming was just the monitor and the eyepiece. No external recordings, just recorded straight to these cards, the Lexar 2000 x 300 megabytes cards. I got the 32 gigabyte, 64 gigabyte. But because I used the HLG profile, I preferred it at night just to hold those highlights. I do like vlog, and it's obviously better low light in this camera, but I really like the HLG profile, especially at night, and it just worked out really, really well. So I converted the files in Edit Ready, and I did those to ProRes 422 just for that smoother editing system in Premiere Pro, and it just worked out really, really well. One tiny thing that I'd probably prefer in the next model, unless they can update it in this model, is the peaking. The peaking is perfect, and I also find it better than any external monitors, but when you're shooting low light and you have especially low contrast scenes, it's so hard to tell sometimes when you're in focus, and it's just like going back and forth between hoping that you nailed focus. So it's almost like I wish there was an option in there to choose peaking for low contrast scenes, just to make sure we have that extra bit of confidence to pull focus when we're in those kind of modes, especially when you're running around in the dark. So gimbal work, I use the DJI Ronin-S. I think it's a perfect comparison with this camera. Obviously the Crane 2 is really good as well. But I love the DJI Ronin-S because it's just that tiny bit smoother on transitions from panning from low to high. And I love the trigger function that you can lock down, your point of interest that you're going. I used no speed boosters, so just straight up EF to micro four thirds. It gave me enough what I wanted, and it just gave me the exact look that I was getting from the lens. So I also want to thank Panasonic because I really do appreciate their support, your support if you're watching it. I love shooting short films, I love writing short films. And Panasonic has allowed me the opportunity to do that and share that with you guys and shoot it on these cameras. We don't need all this big expensive stuff to get the job done. It's just beautiful looking images, and to get it done is amazing. And the fact that I can just plug in some lavs and plug in a boom, and I'm not saying sound recordists aren't needed because they will make your film, a lot better. But the fact that we can do that, if you want to share your story, you want to share these images, and you want to share what creativity that you can bring, I think it's amazing that we have that option in this. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys soon.